welcome. This is the New Super Review, and it's the 31st day in the month of July 2023. Last day of July, and of course, this first half of the year is over. If you're still thinking about that goal that you meant to achieve, or that thing that you wanted to do, my brother, you need to hasten up. The year is fast coming to an end. All right, this is where we'll bring you headlines across newspapers. And of course, we'll get to dissect those headlines right here on the program. So do well to be a part of this. Drop your comments, drop your reactions. On the comment section, we want to hear from you as we carry on with this very interesting program. And to, go through these headlines with me this very beautiful Monday is Victor Sioku. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Our usual suspect. You too are part of the usual suspects. So go ahead and drop your comments. Let's hear your opinion as regards the headline. And if this is the first time you're seeing this video, don't forget you can also be part of this. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification so that you get notified every other time that we come up with new episodes of this program and many other programs we have lined up for you here at TAP TV. Let's go to the business of the day by going through the headlines on our papers, and we'll begin with Daily Sun newspaper for today, the first day in the month of July. And on Daily Sun here we have as headline, LP faults choice of ministers, says Nigeria deserves better than recycled forces, vows to challenge submission of incomplete list. Find that story on page 27 of the Daily Sun newspaper. We move on to the main headline here. It says NLC adamant on mass action. Strike says no going back on August 2nd date. Dispatches officials to zones for final mobilization. Kalu orders plead for suspension of action. All of that details on page 6 of the Daily Sun newspaper. We'll move on to other stories here on the Daily Sun. Finally, DSS allows Nnamdi Kanu access to private doctor. Coalition of pro-Biafra groups backs IPOB leader on order to end sit at home. All right, Northern Group calls for protest over hunger in region. Page 6 is where you get details of that story. And I'll take this very last headline here. It says Tinubu appoints special investigator to probe CBN amid Emefiele's trial. All right, Victor, let's go to the stories. And this time, let's take on the main headline, the big story here. That is talking about NLC, the planned NLC strike. And this time it looks as though NLC wants to come hard on the government on the recent price increment in fuel products and the fact that the removal of subsidy hasn't really received the desired attention in terms of subsidy from the federal level as it ought to be. And it has raised a lot of concern in many quarters, and the Labour Union is saying we are now ready to meet the federal government at a certain level and demand what is really required of them. What's your take on that story?
It's really a difficult task for them. And if you notice, the mood in the country does not even show that they're going to pay them that much respect by downing down tools. Okay? Yeah, you can see it now. You feel that Nigerians out there just want to earn a living. Nigerians even at this point don't even want to skip a day because one must go and hustle to eat.
Meet up.
Yes. So, but from what NLC, you see that they want to show that they are no longer the toothless bulldogs that they were referred as before. Remember last week they had the meeting with the presidency and they walked out on the meeting because they felt like they said that the government weren't showing any sign of seriousness. Okay, but you now ask the question, the points that they are raising, and for me it is a vital point. They are saying that this subsidy regime shouldn't have started, that the government should have mobilize these smaller refineries, fix the big refinery. For me, that's no deal for me because we've been there for years trying to fix Port Harcourt, Kaduna, Warri refineries, and nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so but what they are saying that they should have first of all make plans, proper palliatives for Nigerians. Okay, then those modular refineries, they should be functioning. If you check out, was it last year, a refinery in Imo State that was producing about 5,000 barrels per day. So in a situation whereby you have those smaller refineries, modular refineries here and there, it will cushion the effect of this. But what are the governments saying? What is the presidency saying about this? They are saying, oh, the forex, that they've allowed the markets to be open, that the forex has to play a part. And right now, dollar is over 800 naira. So are we going to now fold our arms? That's what NFC is saying. Are we now going to fold our arms and just be impoverished this way? Just like one bishop mentioned last weekend, that see, with the state of things happening in Nigeria, Nigeria is collapsing, and that there might not be in Nigeria in the coming years. So,
yeah, very strong statements from the bishop. But then again, while the Labour is planning to go on this strike, is it the right time? Because Nigerians are in a very, I don't know, in a difficult state or situation at this time. And then you want to add a shutdown of the nation to that. I don't know if that is going to really go well with them. We've heard statements from the presidency saying that everybody should endure. It's just for a while. Things will get better. It will pick up. But then that's where I will now, hold on to the statement of the Labour Congress that when they say that you should have thought about this pain, these harsh conditions that you're going to put these people before you took out the subsidy, before the palliatives, before the process. You announced the removal before the process of cushioning the effect. And that is where a lot of people are not really finding it funny, because if we would have laid out a 6 months program to taking out the subsidy, then most likely I don't think we'll be in this position where people will be crying and thinking that this is the toughest time in their entire life. Just imagine a situation where you've lined up a 6 month program, so you've also increased minimum wage by maybe a certain percentage, or maybe 50% or 30%, whatever the percentage is, in preparation for the subsidy removal. Or let's say maybe because you want to remove it in phases. All of that would have made some sense. Not in the first day of getting it. You've not even gotten to Aso Rock, you remove the subsidy. And so I understand where Labour is coming from, but at the same time I'm asking, if this is going to add to the pains and the sufferings of Nigerians, if a strike takes place at this time, is it wise to go about it at this time? I don't know. If you ask me, I don't think it's wise. We're already in this mess, and we've seen strikes similar to this before, protests similar to this. How much did it yield? How much result? And again, over the years, we've also seen how diminished the labor, the influence of the labor union on government has diminished. I mean, I don't know if they have that strength to really make a statement. I mean, even doctors have gone on strikes. Up to ASU, one of the strongest unions, went on strike for 8 months. How effective has that been on our educational sector? Has it really changed anything? Have they really gotten what they demanded for? So if you're just going to punish Nigerians in addition to what Nigerians are going through, I suggest that we continue, or they continue, with the negotiations and shelve this strike. Now that the government is also saying that please don't go on the strike. If you go, I feel that they might just be paying deaf ear to all of this, because they believe that they are working. If you see their defense, in defense from the government, they say they are working on it. That Nigeria, let's not forget that this evening the president has also announced that he's going to have a live broadcast for Nigerians. I am thinking that it's in line, or he wants to give a broadcast as regards this. He probably wants to appeal to Nigerians not to also follow the path of the labor union. Most likely that's what you're going to hear, that they are working on it. Good media management, trying to encourage people that this is but a phase, it's going to go away. But why didn't you think about this before going about it? I mean, it's problematic for a lot of Nigerians, and it's hard to understand and take a position, or take the position of the government. But we're in this thing already, and the way forward is what we all desire. And so while our labor unions are hoping to fight for the common Nigerians, and our leaders and politicians are also seeking for the best way out of this, please, we should consider every Nigerian. We should bear them in our hearts and not kill them, not choke them any further. Nigerians are they are neck deep into a lot of wahala. Pardon my language, but that's how I look at it. So please, they should consider all of this before they go on the strike. If it's not going to be reasonable, let's shelve it and continue with our negotiations. All right, let's move away from that story. Let's take on our next paper, and that will be the Daily Times newspaper. And on the Daily Times for today, the 31st day in the month of July, we have a headline here. ECOWAS gives Niger Coup 7 days to restore ousted president or face war. Slam crippling economy, sanctions. All right. We'll move on to the main headline still on the Daily Times here. It says Ministerial list. State APC chieftains question Tinubu. Governors intensify lobby. All right. Domestic airlines are addressing over $2 billion capital flight. All right. Do well to read up details of that story. And lastly, I'll take this one. It says court orders ECOWAS to account for 200 billion naira UBEC funds. Will appeal, says ex-governor's camp. It's work of enemies, Delta State governor. Interesting how, when these governors or our political leaders are accused of embezzling money, they say it's work of our detractors, enemies, and all of that. If your hands are clean, you don't need to say it is go to court and prove yourself innocent of the charges. No need to be saying work of the enemies. All right, let's move to the main matter from this paper, and that would be the state APC chieftains questioning Tinubu and governors intensifying their lobbying. Because, of course, it has raised a lot of tension on many states that have not seen their candidates on the list yet. Or the question of, are we going to make it there, or something has happened? Plus the fact that, a controversial name showed up on the list, Governor Wike. A lot of people have been wondering, how did he make it there? He knocked off a state, of our party member to gain that position. So what's going on? What do you think of this story, though?
Yeah, the lobbying is normal. Yes, it has intensified.
Yeah, it has, though.
And but the question now is, what then happens if Tinubu does not meet to the expectations of this governor? Well, it is normal. It is normal that governors want to put their preferred president down there, but they should also have it in mind that this is the president. He also needs people to work with. He needs to make his own choice. You don't expect the president to come down to your state and then select commissioners for you. You know the best persons you want to work for you. Okay? But we cannot shy away from the fact that even persons from other parties are now trying to put in their own candidates. I don't understand Nigeria and their party ideology right now. Yeah. Okay? Even in Anambra State, Anambra that is being governed by ABGA, they are still lobbying situations that the governor, the ABGA, that they want the president to select somebody that they, oh, come on. Does it really make sense? Okay? We already seen what the effect here in Rivers State that the emperor himself has been submitted his name. That's for me. That's what it has to be. Okay. Now the issues are right now. Are these candidates the best that we have?
Oh yeah, very big question Nigerians are asking. Like, is he actually appointing these people based on settlements, or is he appointing them based on the fact that they are the best fit for these roles? Yeah.
So, like it's been highlighted, somebody like El Rufai, for instance. How can you say that you do not want to be a minister and you are now made a minister and you don't want to even... you say you don't want this position. Same thing with Wike. You say you don't want this position.
So you should reject it.
So you should reject it. That means you are not ready to do this. Are you being forced? That is what we should be asking. Okay, today, Wike had already gone for the screening. Okay, and just as what we have been talking about here, you call these things screening. This person submitted their CVs to you. And when it's now time to question them, you tell them to take a bow.
And go.
Go.
Based on personal recognition.
Yes.
That is not their work. What exactly do you do?
And that is what happened during the Wike's time out there. Okay? That Senator Barry Mpigi came out to say that Wike has worked so hard that, in fact, his CV will not even tell all that he is. Okay? The senator, I think that should be the deputy, Barrow, okay, came out to say that when he came to River State, that everywhere was just looking like a foreign land. My brother, it's more than that.
The same River State we know.
Oh my God. It's more than that, okay? So, and also, I've already made a point that the president has already, will I say, made a blunder by not attaching the portfolios of this particular candidate so that they can be
screened in that line.
Properly, okay? And we all know it might just be let my people go kind of exercise. And mind you, these guys are rushing to go for their holiday. Okay, it might just be let my people go. The president has made his choice. This screening is just more like they are having let's say, a mini festival in there. For me, it doesn't really make sense with the way the whole ministerial nominations and the process is going.
Yeah, interesting. We know that at the end of today, we're going to see people that have passed through the screening and have moved on to be confirmed as ministers. But we also know that this is what was expected. Most of them will not be questioned in their capacity to deliver or what they've done in the past or what they can do or what they plan to do in the portfolios that they will be occupying, because these portfolios were not even made public. We don't even know if these portfolios were also given to the Senate, and so they should be interviewed in that line, but obviously that wasn't the case. So afterwards we're going to hear the designations that these people are going to be holding. But well, we want to believe that some of them are going to work, some others are just going to be settled. Some of them, because whether you like it or not, some of these positions are settlements for probably commitment level or their efforts to getting the president into office. We've seen these things happen before, and time again. Or some of them would have been just because of the level of lobbying that they put in. So all of that are in play at this time. But well, we hope that at the end of the day, everything works together for the good of many Nigerians out there. That's what we're all hoping for. All right, let's move away from that story. We're going to jump into our next paper for today, but that will be right after this short break, so don't go anywhere. Once we come back, we'll take our last paper for today. We're still on the Newspaper Review.
Hey there, are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
All right, you're welcome back from that very short break. We're still checking headlines right here on the Newspaper Review on Top TV. My name is William Sabile, and I am here with Victor Shioko, and together we'll be going through the headlines and dissecting the stories here on the program. So do well to also drop your comments, your reactions on the comment section. Next on our papers is the Nigerian Tribune for today, the 31st day in the month of July 2023. And we have as headline here, CBN's currency floating policy will kill the Naira. O.A. Lawal says IMF, World Bank out to destroy Naira with floating policy, recommends managed currency system. All right, still on the Nigerian Tribune, we see as headline, youths break into Nema warehouse in Adamawa, steal maize, rice mattresses, orders, 25 suspects arrested. Government imposes 24-hour curfew. Nema moves to secure warehouse in Kaduna environs. And you find that story on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. I saw pictures and also some videos flying on social media, how some people were injured trying to, steal some of this food items from this warehouse, the said warehouse.
So sad.
Yeah, it's sad. And it just tells you the position of many Nigerians at this time. Hunger, there's hunger in the land. People will do anything to survive. So if government or any agency has places where they are stocking up food, it should either be highly secured or, my brother, you should go ahead and share it on time. No need to stock up food anymore. Excuse me. You caught. All right. Okay, we move on to the main headline. Still on the Nigerian Tribune here. It says Tinubu orders probe of CBN. Tinubu orders probe of CBN. Names Obazi as special investigator. Directs him to work relevant security anti-corruption agency. Demands report on public wealth with corrupt individuals, establishments. Page 11 is where we get details of that story. Rising cost of living, UBA improves staff welfare. All right, page 14 is where you get details of that story. Of course, it's about time for most of these companies, international companies and all of that, to begin to review salaries of their staff members, considering the prevailing circumstances at this time. And it will go a long way to help, because we know the government cannot do it all. I mean, look at the time we've given them. They are still working on it. So companies should begin to review, upward review of salaries for workers and all of that, while we await the, what's it called? The minimum wage, the new minimum wage that is being worked on by the government and the labor union. Also, we see here as headline, ECOWAS gives Niger coup 1 week to reinstate president. Imposes land air border closure to use force if deadline not met. Niger military warns against intervention. Page 11 is where you get details of that story. All right, Victor, let's talk about the story concerning Niger Republic. And it's been on the news quite a while. It's been a concern to most West African countries, not just West African, even abroad, the US, Europe, most of these big Western countries and countries around Africa are really worried at the state of Niger Republic, considering the fact that this is not the first time this has happened within the West and, of course, the Sahel region. We've seen up to 7 countries, I guess, about 7 countries or so, witness coup within the last few years, and this has become a worry. Is it becoming a trend, and what are they doing about it? But this time around, we see the ECOWAS taking rather an unusual approach to it by threatening them with military force within the next 7 days. If they don't yield back to or go back to status quo, they're going to really use force to take back power for democracy. Do you see this as the best move so far?
Not the best move. We don't want wars. Not the best move, and especially for Nigeria. If this war goes, I don't want it. I don't want to even mention if. I just hope that it will not happen, because Nigeria will have a major brunt of this. Nigeria will have, see, it's not like you are carrying somebody. Come on. You cannot be carrying somebody and the person will be carrying it back. Nigeria is overloaded with issues and so much problems that it needs to solve internally. Then we are now going out to act as the giant of Africa, to act as head of ECOWAS with what is happening with the position of Tinubu right now. That would be too much for this country. Okay, and we are talking about Niger. Niger is one of, if not the most poorest country in the world. So imagine the kind of monies that these guys will be needing. In fact, 80% of their budget is being funded by donations.
The European
Union and France and some other nations out there. So, what is the issue? The issue now is that many Nigerians don't want the presence of France in their country. Because French, for the past, that was about 50 years, colonized them. And they just want, sometimes, master, you just want a breath of fresh air. You want to do things by yourself. They feel that the French are imposing them from expanding and becoming a nation to envy. Niger is going through a whole lot of financial problem at the moment. Okay, so what are they saying? They want a new change of governance. They don't want the French to impede on their choice of leadership. Remember, the French somehow influences who becomes their president, and the president, yes, has the power to pick their prime minister and all that. Exactly. So they don't want such influence. So what are they doing? They are running to Russians. They are running to Putin to come and save them. Mind you, the US and French don't want anything war in in Niger. Already, the US has their drone base in Niamey in Niger. Are they going to lose that point? No, because they want to monitor what is happening around the region. Okay? This is a big issue for Nigerians right now. But what do I have to say? Will the ECOWAS do their bidding, what they want to do after 1 week? If these guys don't hands down, it will be so disastrous. And these guys,
do you see them giving up?
which people?
The military, the new.
No, I don't see them giving up. I don't see them giving up.
Yeah.
Such thing has been tried in Burkina Faso. It did not happen.
Call them bluff. They are going to call them their bluff, because I feel that we've seen the strategies before where they use forceful threat as a threat. Appears really forceful, and whether the new government, the new military government, is going to respond or it's going to see reason to this threat and go back is what we cannot really tell. But
and in a situation whereby you know that Nigerians are also there, multitude of them supporting this coup. That means if a war starts, yes, they have about 13,000 soldiers, okay, be it foot or be it a navy or the army, but those guys that are fueling, look at the protests that happened, that they went to the French embassy to cause a whole lot of mayhem out there. Those guys will most likely join the military,
and so they will have more, military
numbers,
personnel trying to defend their territory.
Yes.
We hope it doesn't get to that anyway. We're hoping that ECOWAS will still find a way to walk around this without resolving to violence or resulting to violence. We really would not like to see another war. The one in Sudan is still there, raging, and
Senegal,
We
Mali.
don't need this at this time. Nigeria as a country does not need war from Niger, because we're going to bear the brunt, like you rightly said.
And refugees.
A lot of refugees are going to find their way to Nigeria, and we have a lot of porous borderlines between Nigeria and Niger. So your guess is as good as mine. They're going to find their way here, and we're going to have to house them and try to provide security for them. We internally, we have more than enough refugees to deal with. We don't need more. All right, so we hope that ECOWAS, having President Tinubu as their leader, would be able to find a better way to resolve this matter and regain power, bring back democracy to Niger. That's happened before, and we believe it can still happen if they really seek internally to find a way out of this. All right, Victor, thank you so much for bringing through to the program.
You, sir.
And to our viewers, thank you for staying with us and for watching up to this time. You all are the real MVPs. Until next time we come your way again, my name is William Sabule, and this has been the News Per Review here on TAP TV. See you next time.